Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I don't think I've done a reading for you before, so I'd like to explain real quick kind of how this works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. They never waste a message. They don't waste their energy. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind. You'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what he's talking about. Oh, he's ornery. This is not exact science. Sometimes you have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We communicate the best way we can. Oh, he's making my head itch. Sometimes their energy just makes my head like I've got head lice or something when they get real close. He's ornery. He's got this like like energy, like watch this shit. Oh, he's making my head itch here. Darn it. Oh, he thinks that's funny too. Let's see. It's like, goodness, he's strong. It's like he's creeping around you, like, but mischievously, like kind of going around behind you. And then he stands over here for a minute, and then he goes back behind you and stands over here. Everybody feels the energy different. I don't know how you're going to feel it, but you know how when somebody walks into the room, you don't hear them, you don't see them, but you feel them? That's what you feel, their energy. You should feel his energy. Something, and it could make the hair stand up on your neck, could give you goosebumps. You could feel a pressure, a warmth. It just depends, but it's moving. So, oh, he's being ornery about it. He says, I like being the big brother. So even if he's not older than you, he still felt like your big brother. And I like being the big brother. And I like bossing her around. And then he laughs hysterically. He's got a big laugh. I'm not done with her yet. As he's laughing, he's going to be ornery. I'm trying to see if he's going to show me. Yeah, it's his show. He can do anything he wants to within reason. Oh, these glasses hurt my nose. Sorry. They're just bugging the heck out of me. Okay. He's going, he's moving around, but he's not landing on one thing. He needs to land on something there. He can't, it's like he can't decide. I want to go over here and mess with this, but I want to go over here and make this noise. They love noises, sounds. They love electronics and smells. That's the easiest thing for them to do to let you know that they're around. If you ask them big, if you put a big boulder in your living room and ask them to move it, that's probably not going to happen. So this other so he's like going from the living room, and he's like going over by the TV. Is there a clock on the wall? Or a clock sitting over that direction somewhere? Some electronic stuff that he wants to mess with, but he's not showing me that he has. And then it's like he goes towards the kitchen and he goes, I can make some noise in here. What am I going to do? What am I going to rattle? So, no, either one of those, if you hear something, and it usually doesn't happen when you're in the same room. So it's usually like you walk out of the kitchen and you go, what's that? What's that noise? And lately, I've been sitting in my living room and I'll hear something in the kitchen, or I'll hear the refrigerator door shut. It's like, okay, you're not supposed to be in my house without letting me know. That's a no-no. Or watch for a clock or the TV, maybe it'll flip channels or go off and on. So don't call the repairman right away if that happens. I don't think he's been doing them yet. Maybe he has. I know that sounds kind of vague. I don't think he's shown me something he's already done because he doesn't quite get to one and he goes to the other and he just can't make up his mind. So he's going to be ornery. So watch for that. Then, then he shows himself coming over and literally flopping on the couch. And I don't mean like belly first, I mean sitting, flopping really hard next to you. You should feel this. And he's doing it really hard, like dropping his whole body, his butt on the couch. That just sometimes that just means they're trying really hard to do it. Doesn't mean it's going to be that enormous a thing. You might just barely feel it, or you might have a cushion or even a blanket or something there that gets ruffled a little bit, or you might see a butt imprint. You might feel the pressure of the couch going down next to you. He says you should feel a warmth when he does that. So that's why he thinks his energy is going to come across to you. So don't. He's showing on your left side, doesn't have to be your left side. So know when you feel that warmth on one side, that's going to be his energy. Validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more. If you want it, it's your free will choice. If you don't like it, tell him. These glasses hurt. Sorry. He says he likes hanging around you, but he says he always did like hanging around you. Even when I was antagonizing you, I still liked being around you. Even when you drove me crazy, I still liked being around you. Even when you tried to boss me around.
Your phone is ringing, and it's ringing in spectacular fit.
Spam call. I still liked being around you. Now he's calling you big sister. Even though he was calling himself big brother earlier, so it doesn't matter who's older. Because he looked up to you like he would a big sister. And you could be 20 years younger than him, doesn't matter. He looked up to you like even though maybe he didn't act like it, he listened. He listened to your advice. He took it to heart. He says, how come you were always Mom's favorite? That's not fair. You were always Mom's favorite. But he's not mad about it. He's like, well, he's being kind of silly about it. I should be Mom's favorite. Why were you Mom's favorite? Oh, maybe because I got in trouble more when I was little. Okay, so he shows himself jumping off of something very high, like you were younger, like kids. He bailed off the top of a roof or swing set. He's not showing me. It looks more like a building, a shed or something, and he bailed off of it when he shouldn't have. Scared the hell out of everybody. Maybe even got hurt. He's not saying that. He's trying to validate that it's him. I usually ask him for at least a couple things to validate it's them. So you know that we're talking to him. But I don't make the whole reading about validations. He says, you have always blazed your own path. Done things a little different. Done things a little out of the norm. He says, and that's perfectly okay because you're following your gut. You're following your common sense. And then he laughs hysterically. He says, like you have any. Oh, good grief. He says, keep trusting your gut. Don't doubt yourself, no matter what anybody else says. Keep following your gut. And it will lead you to he says, field of wildflowers. So that's, beautiful, happy place. He says, just trust it. He said, it's like somebody's like pulling you, trying to get you, like you're heading to the field of wildflowers because you're trusting yourself. And then somebody's got your arm and they're pulling you, trying to get you off your path. He says, don't do it. Don't let them pull you off. But even if you do, it's like, your path is, of course, supposed to go like this. I've got so many whoop-de-doos in mine. I call it the scenic route. But I learned a lot of things on the scenic route. I learned what not to do. And then you get back on your path, and then I go off on another tangent, and I go, yeah, that wasn't quite right. Get back on my path. Most of us do. So it's okay. Okay, there's a young man that hears him, but doesn't trust it, doesn't believe that he hears him, doesn't accept that he hears him, which seems like it's usually girls that, kind of believe this stuff more than the guys. He says he's going to keep most of that private. It's between him and this younger male. But it's like the younger male hears him, kind of looks and goes, yeah, no, that's my imagination. That can't be true. But it is true. He says, God, guns, and Jesus. No idea what that means, because that's not a saying I've ever heard. God, guns, and Jesus. Okay, now he's running around behind you again. And he goes over to this ear and he goes, knock, knock. Then he runs over here and he goes, knock, knock. And he goes over here and goes, knock, knock. Like, knock, knock, who's there type of thing. So whether you'll actually hear a knock, knock, or if he's actually saying this in your ear, it looks more like he's saying this in your ear. So you might, in one ear at a time, usually, if he's because he's going to each ear, you might hear whispering, you might hear a buzzing, your ear or the side of your face might get warm. You don't know how you'll receive the energy. Like when my bob comes in, when it gets really close, my whole ear will turn bright red. Sometimes this whole side of my face feels like it's burning. Haven't felt that lately, Bob. Don't know where you've been. So again, validating. Let him know that you know he's there. He's messing with you. He goes, knock, knock, who's there? Ta-da, here I am. Love his energy. He's just all happy and bouncy and lively and laughing and fun-loving, and he's good to go. He's good to go. And when we transition to the other side, they've all shown me that we get cleansed. And I call it peeling us like an onion, where they peel all this heavy, negative vibes, like anything like anger, depression, any any of those heavier vibes, they peel that off of us until our soul, our spirit is light and bright and happy, and we get cleansed. Our spirit, our soul does. We don't take all that crap. We take it with us, but they make sure we get cleansed of it. He wants you to know that. He's bouncy. He says he feels like Peter Cottontail bouncing all over the place. With that, he's leaving. He's still bouncing. He just... He said he's a dancing queen now. Like light and airy on his feet, he says. Airy fairy. And with that, he's gone. Much love to you, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. He's a lot of fun. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.